Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ascension Drainage District Number 1 Board of Commissioners meeting, April 8th in the Gonzales Courthouse. We are missing Mr. Turner and Mr. Melanson. I believe that's it, yeah. Mr. Arsenault, will you do us the honor of the invocation and the pledge?
Lord, thank you for another night together, God. We pray that you would bless this meeting, our decisions, our thoughts, and our work together, God. We thank you for Ascension Parish and the ability to serve her. In your name we pray.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, agenda item number 3, public comment period. If anyone would like to speak on any agenda item, please go to my left, fill out a green or red card, and submit it. Item number 4, acceptance of minutes. Motion to accept the meeting minutes from March 3rd by Mr. Cullen, second by Mr. Arsenault. Any objection, any questions? Hearing none, accepted. Agenda item number 5, Chairman's report announcements. I have no announcements or additions, so we'll move right along to general business. 6A, replacement intergovernmental agreement between Parish EACGDD number 1 and WACGDD for lending and borrowing equipment, vehicles, and specialized personnel and first refusal to purchase surplus equipment. Motion, Mr. Vornado, second, Mr. Oliver. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none. Agenda item 6B, approval to purchase a 25.65 acre tract of property, parcel number 8092703 off Buxton Road for regional detention and drainage improvements in the amount not to exceed $607,500 and $23,684.21 per acre. Motion, Mr. Cullen, second, Mr. Robert. Would you like to provide us with the information, Mr. Saville?
Sounds like you guys are good. I mean,
It does, but I know you worked on it.
want it, I got it.
Okay,
It's up to you.
okay. We do have a question by Mr. Hillingsbeck and Mr. Arsenault. Actually, Mr. Arsenault was first. You still want to speak? Nope, okay. Mr. Hillingsbeck?
I know we've done a few of these. Like,
Yes.
how long or time frame do y'all know to actually start doing them? I was just curious.
I guess go ahead and bring up the slides, Jerry. So kind of give you the vision of where we're heading with those. What we have is, this is an isolated pump site in the parish. So if you look at the red stars over the parish, we have portable pumps that the drainage district is responsible for in these locations. The two at the bottom, Conway Regional Pump Station and Astroland Satellite Pump Sites. We recently did an RFQ for engineering and design for isolated pumping stations. So that firm is in the process of getting task orders to start designing those two sites. We own those two properties. We owned the parish courthouse, and Sorrento, the third one from the bottom, is currently under a grant. So that one will be, the property will be purchased through the grant and pumps put in place there. Southwood is owned by the city of Gonzales, but we have the pumps at that site. So Buxton is sort of that sore thumb. We have pumps out there. This is kind of an aerial view of what it is and what it consists of. The red star is where the pumps are at. The yellow line describes the area that drains to the pump. The parcel highlighted in the light blue is the parcel before you in the item. That person's willing to sell, and it's where our pump site is currently at. So currently, this is what's out there. Obviously, it's some really old tractors, but some of this older tractors are the more reliable ones this day and time.
That's just a pump that runs off a PTO?
Yes, these pumps run off a PTO. You kind of get a little different view of the pumps themselves. Very reliable pumps. Unfortunately, you have to man these. You have to know when you need to activate them. You got to call personnel out and plan for it and go out there. So the vision is, other properties, as you mentioned, that we purchased, is that we get all of these drainage infrastructure places and sites on a automation system, or SCADA system. We've done a couple like Sorrento Pump Station, Fish and Frog Bayou. Those places are automated, dialed in, and they control themselves. So we showed you guys this concept, and every one of these, we're kind of heading towards that regional detention, somewhat replace the old tractor with infrastructure that comes on at automatic elevations and predetermined settings. So this is where we're heading, and we're actually supporting in purchasing this property, and that'll be the last of the ones with sites that have pumps currently at them. We'll be investing in engineering in future phases on the ones that we acquired through y'all previously. But we'll have to probably go out for funding support for construction of those. So it's long-term planning on the other ones. But these are ones that people are dependent on us right now, and we can do better. So we'd like to go that way.
That's why I'm excited for them to start going.
Yep.
That's it.
No, I'll reemphasize this when you brought up a good point. You know, we talk about hours and overtime and all of this stuff. Anytime we have a storm, it's always overtime. It's simple,
Absolutely.
right? You know, it's, hey, we've got to pump down this afternoon, we've got to do this.
Yep.
Not that we're taking from anyone, but when you start looking at overtime and you go from a man pump situation, which is what we have right now, and we go
Yes.
to an automated, you know, this conversation goes across the board as far as where can we save
Absolutely.
money on labor costs and overtime, and where can we maximize our crews so that our work orders can get
Yeah,
done
your
quicker.
crews are out here running these pumps, they're not digging ditches or cutting grass.
That's the point I'm
right?
trying to make to the board is,
Yep.
you know, work order throughput versus how much crew do we actually have, and now all of a sudden we have a storm event, so everyone has to
That's
get
the
into
goal.
the fire drill.
Yep. We would like to downsize our requirement for manpower and get with technology and update our flood control infrastructure as best we can. So that's the long-term plan. It's going to take a good bit of years to get there, but we're heading in that direction.
Who made my original? You had a second, right, Joel? Who did the original? Let's do, motion by Mr. Cullen, second by Mr. Robert. Any other questions? No objection. Hearing none. Item number 6C, and I will have a presentation with this item as well. Approval of amendment number 3 to HNTB master contract for professional services for the ADAPT, Ascension Parish Drainage Assistance Team Program, extending the term to June 16th, 2026, and increasing the contract amount by $778,685 for a new contract total not to exceed $3,569,550. We do have a presentation, if I believe, motion by Ms. Alonso. And Mr. Mazan, would you, or is it Ron? I'd love to see it, yeah, I'd love to see it.
Help yourself.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you a quick update on the ADAPT program and where we are on some of the actions that we're taking. Couple of things that we have right now, we have a couple of active grant applications through the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. We have 3, the multi-bureau lateral drainage improvements, about $3.1 million. The Ravi Savoy hardening, wind retrofitting, about 1.5, and the Henderson Bayou Pump Station Safe House, $400,000. All those have been submitted, and we've been working with FEMA to get those technical requests for information submitted. We also have a brick application for the New River Stormwater Management Pump Station. That's the Phase 2. It's about $48 million for a brick application. The application is ready for submittal. And then we have a Louisiana statewide flood control application, which is managed by the Department of Transportation. We are working on a pre-application for the LA 74 water control structure. It's about $5 million, and we are working through that right now. A little bit of history of the ADAPT program. The ADAPT program started in June of 2022. Currently, there's about $2.7 million that will take us through June of this year. In that time frame, we've been awarded slightly over $50 million worth in grants for design and construction of drainage projects across the parish. Some of the bigger capital drainage projects that we are tracking and assisting with, Number one is a New River Water Management Pump Station. If you're not familiar with that project, it's going to take water out of the Manchac Swamp, run it across 74, and eventually get it to New River and pump it into the Mississippi River. This concept has been done before. There's a pump station in Harahan, just outside of New Orleans, that does the same thing. It pumps water into the Mississippi River. That project has been funded through the LWI program, Louisiana Watershed Initiative, so we're tracking that. Sorrento Storm Surge Protection Phase 1, that project is approaching 90% design, but construction is not funded yet. I'll speak to the timeline in the next slide. The Marvin Brook Pump Station and Levee Improvement Project, that was one previously through a hazard mitigation grant program. About $57 million was not performed under that program, but the design is being performed by Hartman Engineers, and it's about 60% complete. They're scheduled to complete the design in November of this year. The Bayou Conway Pump Station expansion, that is to add another 300 CFS capacity to the Bayou Conway Pump Station. That is also being funded as part of the $57 million hazard mitigation grant program that I spoke about just a second ago. That one, the design is done. We have plans ready to go, waiting on FEMA approval for Phase 2 funding. So when we get the green flag on that, we'll be able to advertise, and the parish will be able to start construction on that. We have the Lower Bayou Conway drainage improvements. That project is going to build a detention pond just off of 22. That design is being performed by T. Baker Smith. They're currently performing survey work on that. We have the next two are the Welsh Gully drainage improvements. That's part of a statewide flood control grant that was awarded to the parish a year ago. The design services are being tasked through the drainage pool, and that is to be determined. The Middle Henderson Channel improvement, another statewide flood control application. Design services are going to be tasked through the drainage pool. We have been in contact, the parish has been in contact with two possible firms that they're looking to award those design services for. And then the Bird Island Ditch improvement, that is a BRIC grant that was awarded for Phase 1, which is design services. The RFQ will be issued to select a design firm to begin designing that project. And here's some of the tentative schedule that we have for the projects that I just spoke about. If you look at Marvin Borough and the Bayou Conway pump stations, Bayou Conway pump station could conceivably go to construction this year if we get the Phase 2 dollars from FEMA. Marvin Borough scheduled to be done by the end of the year. Conceivably could go to construction early next year. And then we have the Lower Bayou Conway, Welsh Gully, and Middle Henderson. Those are three that just started. We anticipate possibly going to construction middle of next year. On the Sorrento Storm Surge Protection Phase 1, the construction is to be determined because the design is not complete yet. And then on the Bird Island Ditch improvement, that one, the design has not started. We anticipate 18 months of design, with construction to be determined at a future point in time. That concludes my presentation. If you have any particular questions about a project, I'll be glad to answer anything I can at this moment.
Mr. Robert has a question. I have one as well. With the changes in some of the federal government stuff we're seeing with some grants being affected, is there anything that on your radar that we may be in jeopardy as far as a federal pause or in grants or money awarded?
The only one that I'm aware of right now is the BRIC grant
Okay.
program.
All right.
The way I read it, it's that they're going to pause even some of the grants that have been awarded. I have not heard that from our congressional delegation. Assume it's a pause until it's sorted out. One has been awarded, the other one has not been submitted. So I'm coordinating with Ruth and Hermina in the grants department to try to get that sorted out. All the other ones are DOTD statewide flood control, and there are some of that have been awarded already through hazard mitigation grants. So I believe those will move forward.
I appreciate it. Mr. Robert, you still had a question? Okay, let me get you. Go ahead.
And this is the amendment to the HNTV master contract. What was the term of this contract, just out of curiosity?
The contract for the ADAPT program,
What was the term for the whole contract? Is it amending
so it was
not to exceed?
traditional professional services contract, 3 years with 1 year renewals for a total of 5.
So this one is 5 years?
This will get us through year 4.
This will get us through year 4? Okay, and So we're looking at year 4, and in this last increase, I mean, are we looking at almost a 25%?
We've
And
been-
I understand you have a lot of projects going on, a lot more, and that was going to lead me to my question as to, since this bid was made originally with the not to exceed of the contract, which of these projects have been added to justify needing the extra 25% to the budget?
So most of it is from grant management and design, engineering services, administration. There's a lot of back and forth that goes with some of these grants, technical requests for information that we have to coordinate with the grants department. And so it does take time. But if you look at the investment, we certainly have done a good job of producing grants to build some of these projects. Initially, when we started this program, we thought that it would be about $1 million a year. We're in year 3, we're way under that, so we've been under burning our estimate from day one. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
You gave me a lot of good information. I was just curious as to how many contracts have been added for this particular, or,
Contract renewals?
no, like, how many more projects do y'all have?
Oh, so the ones that were in the previous slide right now, those are the, we're monitoring, 5 grant applications, and we are monitoring 8 contracts, whether they're in the design phase, or just in the RFI, request for information program.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
Good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions? You do? Yeah. I got you backed up.
I'm just curious, what percentage of state versus federal funding are we receiving?
So some of these are 100% grants. For instance, the Bird Island Ditch Improvement and Detention, that BRIC grant was for design services, and it's been fully funded. Some of these are 75, 25%. For instance, the DOTD state
No,
of
of our total, I'm sorry, of our total grants that we're applying for and whatnot, what percentage of that umbrella is state versus federal? I was just curious.
about our success rate, winning percentage, or how much?
Yeah, how many state grants versus federal grants are we currently,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that percentage?
The
Or just a rough amount?
I would say it's about 35, 65. If you want to count them by number of grants, it's probably more like 75, 25. By dollar amounts,
Yeah.
the bulk of it, I would say close to 90%, is coming from the federal
Gotcha.
government.
Okay. Just curious.
Any other questions? All right, I had a motion by Ms. Alonso. I need a second. Second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Any objection? Oh, one more question, Mr. Vornado.
I apologize, but
Thank you.
I just got one more question. I think what Joel was trying to, what one portion of it, I think, just helped me out with the 778,000. I think what he was wanting was, what is the breakdown and for the addition to the contract, basically, is what he was looking for.
So,
And
we do,
it's like, is it the internal services and the grants applications and that kind of stuff, so admin stuff is what you were saying?
yeah, I understand the question a little bit better now. So, I think about 30% of our effort is in grant production, whether it's FEMA or federal or state grants. The other 70% is actively managing contracts that are on the design, assisting the parish with putting together proposals to advertise these projects, and putting cost proposals together, cost estimates. It depends on, where we are along that process, but I would say, between 30 to 40% grant production and the other
But
management.
the original contract was, I don't know, 2.8 million for, was it originally for 5 years, I think you said?
Don't have the exact number in front of me. So we've gotten an amendment. The original contract was actually for, I believe, about $1 million. And so we've gone Go ahead, Ron.
This is a time and material-based billing. So whatever services happen within a month for all of these grants, we have a monthly meeting with ADAPT, and we meet every other week, and we go over the status of the different grants, right? Every one of them has a different requirement for the different milestones as which each one are at. As we said, our original projected budget was $1 million a year for the ADAPT program. I think the first year was the closest one to $1 million. And then we come to you all as the board every year's term. I think it's June to June. It's not
So we're
January
pacing
to January.
30% less,
Yeah,
roughly.
roughly. And so we're actually getting a little bit
Versus what's
better
budgeted.
at staying below that $1 million a year budget. So we're within, actually below budget on ADAPT here with this amendment. And we're looking at their invoices every month, and they have a breakdown of their charges for every dollar that's on the ADAPT invoice.
Yeah, it's a billable rate contract, so
Yes.
at the end of the,
Nothing
for
lump
every
sum.
invoice, we have a summary of all the services provided during that month.
Yeah,
I just wanted to clarify what he was,
sure.
thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right, I have a motion and a second. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, agenda item 6D, approval of accepting the lowest responsive bid from Caranco LLC and to authorize the parish president to enter into any applicable agreement or contract for the services on the Holy Rosary Catholic Church proposed bulkhead improvements along New River and Duckroo's Bayou not to exceed $926,575.75. Motion, Mr. Collins, second, Mr. Robert. Any objections? Any questions? Hearing none.
Motion to adjourn, second.
All right, motion adjourned, Mr. Cullen, second, Mr. Robert, we are adjourned.